Hello, my name is Julie Moon, and I am joined here with Joanne Barefoot. She's CEO of Barefoot Innovation, host of the Barefoot Innovation podcast. She's working on a RegTech book and also has about 4 lifetimes of accomplishments under her belt. So you can find out more about her at jsbarefoot.com. So Joanne, you've been involved in the financial services sector from both the perspective of a regulator and that of an innovator. Can you talk to us a little bit about that balance, and do you see yourself more on the regulator side or more as a fintech player?
I see myself as working on regulation innovation. My view is that the thing that's most likely to go wrong in fintech innovation is that we'll get the regulation wrong. It's not anybody's fault. Our regulatory system is not built to deal with rapid change like this and mold-breaking change. So my work is heavily focused on helping put that community together, help the regulators understand the technology, help the fintechs understand the regulatory world, and that's where I think the solutions are going to come.
Great, yeah, quite a big job ahead of you.
Yeah, they have the hardest job, the regulators too,
yes.
I think.
So given that perspective, can you tell us a little bit about some of the hurdles that banks face in keeping up with fintech?
So banks are, this is not their fault, but they're built to be risk averse, slow, careful, cautious. And also they're struggling usually with old technology, old IT systems that have come through legacy history and are siloed, and it's very hard for them to even get great data. They've got data everywhere and it's like stranded in a database somewhere that they can't get it out from. So they have huge hurdles ahead in the technology itself, and then also in the cultural change, how to be able to change more quickly. And I think they're going to have to. I'm very optimistic that banks will get there. They're going to get together with a lot of the fintechs. That's part of the solution, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be fun though.
Yeah. So the US lags behind other countries in financial services when it comes to regulation. Can you talk a bit about the effects that this has on banks and fintechs, and what are a few steps that banks in the US can take to rectify this?
So as you said, I'm a former regulator. I'm sympathetic to the regulator's challenge, but I think it's also true clearly that our complicated regulatory structure in the United States is holding us back globally from being at the forefront of some kinds of fintech innovation. We have 5 federal agencies that directly supervise financial institutions, and we have 50 states, and et cetera. I think the secret to helping the regulators update is to start small with experimentation, not trying to figure out how to regulate the whole system in all these areas where we really don't know where we're going yet. And I have 2 concrete suggestions. One is, I think the US regulators, like many around the world, need to adopt test beds, places where they can experiment with real data. People call them sandboxes, greenhouses, reg labs, but actually get hands-on and experiment and find out what works and what doesn't, what are the risks, what are the benefits. The other suggestion that I have, which came out of the book I'm writing as part of my Harvard fellowship that I just finished, is I think the US regulators should, I think all regulators actually should start to develop an alternative regulatory channel that would be using RegTech and data and real-time data, full data, just plug in with an API for some kinds of regulation, not everything, and make it optional for the industry. Allow companies to opt into it or to stay regulated the way they are now, so that we could gradually learn how to modernize, how to move from the analog to the digital era in regulation itself.
Oh, great. So start small, create sandboxes, and leverage data.
Exactly.
Great. Well, Joanne, thank you very much, and we're looking forward to catching up on your RegTech book when it's finished.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
Thanks.